Hi, book friends. I'm Megan, and this is Beguiled by Books, a community where we share short book reviews and recommendations across a wide variety of genres. Today, I'm talking about books I regret not reading sooner. Let's get started. Friends, before we talk about the books I regret not reading sooner, please go into either the pinned comment or the description below and sign up to get notifications about my upcoming course called The Growth Library, a book-based blueprint to wisdom and well-being. I'd really appreciate your early signups. It really helps me gauge interest in this. And this course is going to take 12 science-heavy books, distill them down into their core components, and give you the actionable items, the important takeaways to help you level up your life in health, wealth, and wisdom. It's going to be a great course. I'm so excited to launch this later this year. So go ahead and sign up early so you can get all the cool pre-stuff that I'll be sending out soon. Now, let's talk about the books I regret not reading sooner. A book I just recently read here in 2025 that I absolutely regret not reading sooner is a book called From Here to Eternity. It's a nonfiction book, but what I really like about this is it's a global look at the different cultures around how the cultures experience death and grieving. Really interesting take. The author is a mortician and owns a funeral home in the Los Angeles area. And she's traveled the world with different cultures from Japan to Bolivia and Mexico and all over the world to experience how people grieve their dead, how people handle the dead bodies themselves, the beliefs around the soul and things like that. Incredibly beautiful book, and also opens the door for a lot of the Western beliefs to be challenged about what it means to uh, be a dead person and what it means to have to encounter a dead person. It's an area that I think we don't really embrace and talk about enough. And yeah, it's a little weird and it's a little maudlin, a little creepy, but it's important because it's something that connects us all. It's the inevitable for all of us, with the exception of maybe Keanu Reeves and Paul Rudd. Like, we're all going to die. And that's an important thing to recognize and to not be afraid of as much as we can. And this book was really helpful in that. A book series I regret not reading sooner is the ACOTAR series, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I've known about this series for far too long, considering when I actually read it. I loved it. I feel the things with the series. Some like it, some hate it. It's a polarizing series. That's fine, but I loved it. I wish I had read it sooner. On the one hand, I'm glad I didn't read it sooner because I would have been desperately anticipating the next book, and I got to just blow through all of them really quickly. But I do wish I had read it sooner just to feel that inspiration of those books when I get that feeling. You know the feeling I'm talking about. But when you feel the things, that's what ACOTAR did for me. So I wish I had read that book sooner. And if you haven't and you're interested, read it now. Move it to the top of your TBR, go read it. One of my all-time favorite books that I wish I had read sooner is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And this book is wholesome and sweet. And I've heard people say it's a parenting book disguised as a cozy fantasy. It's a diverse book disguised as a cozy fantasy. There is a lot TJ Klune packs into this book that you don't realize he's packing into this book, and it's beautiful. Highly recommend The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's cozy, it's sweet, it's wholesome. It deals with very real world present day problems in the context of a fantasy-ish type of world and in a beautiful way. Love this book. It's always going to be 5 stars for me. Go out and read it right now. A book I regret not reading sooner is Dracula, the classic by Bram Stoker. I've kind of read it in high school as a high schooler reads books who doesn't really want to be there and doesn't really want to be in high school. Yeah, sure, I read it. I don't count that. I didn't remember anything from it. I read Dracula in my 30s as an adult, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, I was surprised by how great this book is and how well it holds up after over 100 years. It's the themes are relevant today, and you don't have to dig for the hidden message. It's pretty evident what Bram Stoker is trying to convey, but it's about a vampire. It's about a creepy dude who lives in a castle and is evil, and the forces that come together to defeat evil. It's it's a great book. You can't go wrong. I get why curriculums want high school and college kids to read it, but I don't know if, not having a fully developed frontal lobe is the right place to read Dracula. Read Dracula as an adult. It's wonderful. I regret not reading it earlier, but I'm still glad I read it when I did so I can enjoy it. Like Dracula, Frankenstein is a book I regret not reading earlier. And like Dracula, I kind of think I maybe sort of read it in high school, but again, I skimmed it, I got through it, I passed the test, whatever I had to do to make Frankenstein go away, I did that. And as an adult, I went back and really read Frankenstein, and I was blown away. Again, the themes, the relevancy of Frankenstein is still so important in today's world with everything going on. Um, Understanding that so many references to Frankenstein is actually meaning Frankenstein's monster or things like that. It's a great book. It's well written. It's easy to understand despite being written over 100 years ago. And again, it really holds up and the message is really powerful, but you don't think about the message while you're reading it. You're just entranced by the book and by these characters and what every all of things that are going on and what these characters are experiencing. So I definitely regret not reading Frankenstein earlier in my adult life. So if you haven't read it as a grown-up, go out and read Frankenstein. You'll love it. What books do you regret not reading sooner? If I haven't read them, I definitely want to read them. So please drop a comment and let me know. I'm always interested. If you found something you like to read from this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please sign up for early notifications on the Growth Library course from the description or the pinned comment below. I hope you have a wonderful day.